How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Scarlet, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some Pokemon rumors, leaks, all that kind of stuff that have been posted recently. We actually have a bit of a breakdown here from Soul Silver, who broke down a bunch of the posts from Riddler Coup. Now, if you don't know who any of these people are, Riddler Coup is a legitimate leaker, and he posts these riddles that we have to solve to figure out what he's trying to leak. And then Soul Silver here is a leak analyst. He likes to take leaks that are posted by the Riddler and break them down. And today he has something interesting. He says, big potential Pokemon leaks. Now, Coup said he's riddled all the new Pokemon in the DLC. So based on that, we can begin to put together what and how many they will be. And down here, you guys, if you want to just look at what it says, here's an organization of the current info we have about Pokemon, new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC, according to leakers. Let me know if you have more information that I missed. And here you guys can see a little bit of all the stuff that's going to be, we're going to be going through in this video. But we're going to go back to this image in a second. First of all, let's start from the top here. So I want to break it down even further by using the Scarlet and Violet DLC as a template. There were 23 new designs in Scarlet and Violet's DLC, 24 if you want to count Mythical Zarude Gift, 7 of them were brand new Pokemon, and 16 were just new forms. I'll be extremely disappointed if the number of new designs in Scarlet and Violet isn't more than, or at least equal to this. It would be a downgrade in my opinion. It doesn't seem that hard to surpass, but since this is a DLC and a new generation, it's equally hard to say how many we will get. So, another warning. The reality isn't often what we expect, so keep that in mind if you're going to continue reading. Now, below you'll find the most comprehensive breakdown of what we know, assuming we are interpreting Cou's riddles correctly. The Black City, the White Forest riddle, is the most uncertain riddle. It could be multiple Pokemon or just one. It could be DLC 1 or DLC 2. However, when we look at the DLC 1 list, it's already confirmed to be pretty full between the Loyal 3, Ogerpon, and the Regional Fakes. So that's the first list right here, the Teal Mask and then the Indigo Disc. So the Teal Mask would have, of course, Ogerpon, the Monkey Dory, and Fezandipede, as well as the dog, the boy, the big bear, dog, whatever you want to call him, the first one, right? You got these 4 that we have confirmed. Those are definitely going to be in the first Teal Mask DLC. Then we have these ones, the Regional Fake Stage 1 and Stage 2, and this new special form Pokemon, where the hint for it was basically that it was going to be some sort of Blood Moon Pokemon type of form. The other thing was these regional fakes. Now, we've talked about this for almost a month now, which is supposed to be that Galarian wheezing theory we had about the watermelon. We don't know exactly what it is, but we know that there's supposed to be a regional fake with 2 stages. So regional fake confirmed to be something edible from purple to green. So its original version looks purple and it turns into a green looking color. And then, of course, the new special forms. That's what we know about the Teal Mask. But now let's get back up here again and continue where we're from. So he says, meaning that this black and white riddle plus the new paradoxes makes more sense to be in DLC 2. Also, thematically, both of these, especially the paradoxes, make more sense in the endgame artificial setting of the Blueberry Academy, more so than in Kitakami, which is more like traditional. Lastly, we have to assume that at least Ogerpon and Terapagos will both get forms, and we still don't know how the true relationship with baby Terapagos is going to work. We can also guess that the Loyal 3, which is those 3 like, the dog, the monkey, and the bear, the monkey, and the bird, might get forms, but that's a big maybe. So that leaves us with 13 new Pokemon and around 6 new forms, including the new random special form Pokemon, which is already 19 new designs. So about that rumored Terraform. Okay, that only leaves us around 5 spots for Terraforms to equal the 24 total that we got in Scarlet and Violet's DLC. Let's hope for even more forms, but honestly something like 20 forms on top of all of this feels very unrealistic. But maybe there will be even more new Pokemon too. This all just is a rough estimate and we still need more details and confirmations. But basically, the list goes like this. We have 4 confirmed brand new Pokemon in Teal Mask. The first one's up here, as you guys can see, right underneath my face. Then we have 2 new regional fakes. One of those is the first stage and the other one is the second stage, and then a brand new form for a Pokemon. So when I say brand new form, that could be a form of a Pokemon, a evolution of a Pokemon, whatever you want to call it. Like, the biggest theory right now is that it's going to be the final form for Lycanroc, for example, Lycanroc, whatever you want to call it, Lycanroc. And it's going to be the final form of that. So basically, not counting the ones that are confirmed, that's 3 new ones extra in Teal Mask, right? Next thing, the Indigo Disc. We already know about Terapagos and its baby form, or the mini version of it, and then we've been told that it's going to be four paradoxes. So of course, Suicune and Entei, Raikou, Entei, and then of course we already have Suicune. We already got a form of that. That's already in the game. And then of course we have Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion, right? So two of those are also missing, as you can see right here, and probably will get new forms in the Indigo Disc. And then of course a brand new Pokemon that's related to some possible way the Black City and the White Forest, which we don't know exactly what the relationship is going to be there. And here we have another list of like what we had back in the day, right? The forms that we got back then. Of course, we had, you know, a large variety of stuff, but for the most part, as you can see, we had a few Pokemon that were simply forms, like the Gigantamax forms. We had, of course, you know, different forms of brand new Pokemon. So, for example, Calyrex and its Mighty Steeds. There you had like a total of, well, I guess a total of 5 of them. So Calyrex, the steeds themselves, and the 2 forms. That's like 5 in total. Of course, I wouldn't really want to count the forms like this when he's riding them, but you have to in the context of this. So it says, big thank you to, Jan here for posting this or creating the post in this chart. All credit to him. Also, just to be clear, if you're wondering why those 4 paradoxes are there, here's the riddle where we are assuming they come from. After the paradox Suicune and Virizion, it naturally equals that the 4 are what comes next. But who knows? There might be some other ones. And of course, here he says, you know, PS, PV, right? So, you know, paradox Suicune, paradox Virizion. What's the next one? Well, logically, it would be those 2. And then, of course, you know, like, it's just a bit of a weird situation. We don't exactly know, you know, exactly what all this means, if it means anything. Here we have a theory from Mast who says, I think the Black City and the White Forest Pokemon make a lot of sense as being 2 different unrelated Pokemon. Little doubtful of them being paradoxes, but they definitely won't be DLC 1. A skyscraper wouldn't fit in Kitakami, and they probably alternate to each other. I agree, though. I'm not sure it's an actual skyscraper Pokemon, though that does make sense, too. We'll see. Everyone for the skyscraper thought of something for Duraludon, I guess, but that forest is mysterious. Yeah, I wonder if it's not what we assume either because of what Ku said about not believing what we saw. Again, we don't really know exactly what that Pokemon could be, but we're going to have to wait and see with upcoming rumors, leaks, or whatever else, and plus, of course, official announcements and stuff like that. Either way, the next thing is this post right here, which comes to us from also Soul Silver. Says, big update to this leak thread, but also an update to Pokemon news coming soon. As far as I can tell, Pyoro has legitimate info. And Pyoro is, by the way, a leaker, another leaker. It's a different person, the Riddler Ku. Pyoro has also leaked stuff before in the past, for real. He says here, big update for them. As far as I can tell, Pyoro has legitimate info and it's been claimed that the number of new Pokemon DLC 1 should be between 6 to 8, or it seems that the DLC 1 new Pokemon number is the, I guess, coffin leak is correct, but it's still too early to say about DLC 2. On top of that, they said there will be Scarlet and Violet news at Worlds, as well as a present in August, maybe later than Worlds or at Worlds. Of course, both of these pieces of info were already assumed by many of us, but it's nice to have even more info. And here, of course, somebody posted this 4chan leak. You guys may have seen this leak that has the picture of the watermelon coughing, and says, and he basically said, many people DM me with this 4chan post. The teal mask part is completely fake, except for some types. He says, I never said those numbers were wrong. I'm not sure how many new Pokemon are in DLC 2 at this moment. And then the number of new Pokemon first DLC was confirmed by Pyoro. And then, you know, here, basically it's just the same message being kind of reaffirmed with him saying, I think if Pyoro said it should be true. If not, I would assume Pyoro will reply to you after you retweet it. He says, should be around 7, maybe 6 or 8, still unconfirmed. Any Pokemon news in August, Worlds, and probably a Presents, which would be nice. And again, based on the stuff we know, this kind of looks like what we are dealing with right now, the list of the Pokemon we should be getting. It's a bit messy, but you basically have a little bit of a weird combination of stuff that could happen. So we're gonna have to wait and see how that all turns out. As of right now, we don't really know much else about it. Jan also posted about this as well, right? Saying that according to Pyoro, there's potentially a Pokemon Presents in August. What do you guys look forward to seeing in the next Pokemon Presents? I'm expecting the norm, so Pokemon Go, Cafe Remix, Masters EX, Unite, and another Detective Pikachu and Scarlet and Violet DLC trailer. Oh, and Mewtwo raid announcement. So yeah, and here, any Pokemon news in August, he says Worlds and probably a Presents. So yeah, basically the same thing we just talked about. Is it possible it's going to happen? I mean, he is a leaker, so I would take that with a, I would take that, pretty seriously, but also always take everything with a pinch of salt just in case. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.